Well, hello guys and welcome. So today, as you can see, we've driven the last 2 days. We were planning to stop off in Oregon, and we actually drove through Oregon for the last 2 days, and to be honest with you, it was absolutely packed with people. We were going to stop at various coastal points on the way down, but it was just way too busy. And to be honest with you, it was really blue skies, not much light. So we decided just to keep driving. We've driven for 2 days, as I said, all the way down to California and into the Redwood forests. And it's somewhere that I've really wanted to come and visit for a long time now. And just coming to this place, I can't describe it. Honestly, these trees are enormous. They're absolutely massive. And it's such a fantastic experience just to witness the size of these trees around me here. But not only that, we've come to these redwood forests in the hope to get some really nice light rays and stuff like that. We didn't know whether we were going to get fog. And as you can see, look at this. This is about 7:30 in the evening and we're getting fog in here. So we've got really high hopes for the morning, hoping that we're going to get fog coming through and then hopefully some sun coming through that, which could end up really, really nice. So I'm going to set up here. I've found one composition that I quite like. I'm going to take it just in case we don't get these conditions again. But yeah, I'm going to grab this shot now and walk you through it. Right, so what you should see here is this beautiful scene here. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've got these rhododendrons. Now, I think we were lucky in the fact that there's still rhododendrons blooming at the minute. I think they're probably towards the end, but there's still quite a few throughout this forest that are actually blooming. So you can see I've got one lined up in the middle. Now I've tried this frame in a couple of different orientations. I'll show you them both in a second. But this is actually the 16:9. And as you can see, my focus point is on that rhododendron, which is almost in the middle of the frame there, in the lower third. Then I've got my camera pointed up because I want to try and bring the viewer of this image the scale of these trees and obviously the beautiful fog that's moving through the scene there. I've got this big tree off to the left, which I'm not showing the whole size of. I want to kind of leave a little bit of mystery. But as you can see all the way through the frame there, the trees are quite nicely evenly spaced. So that is the 16:9 version. If I just bring this down and show you the 65:24. Okay, and then I lower it slightly. Now that is how I set the frame up, as the 65:24, and I really like that as well. But it's going to be one of those that I don't really know which one I prefer until I get it back on the screen at home. But looking at that, I really like the image either way. So I'm going to take both and I'll put both up for you next, and you can kind of tell me which one you prefer, the wider 16:9 frame or the narrower 65:24. Now, just as I was talking to you guys there and facing up this way, I noticed that the scene behind me was actually really nice as well. And that's something to really take into account. Is you might see an image that really works for you, but always make sure to check what's behind you. Not only can the conditions be changing, but maybe there's an image you like as well. And this is what's happened here. Now, usually I don't like too many paths in an image, but I think this path works really well in this image here. I've got it kind of more off to the right side. It's almost up against the first left third there. I just think it leads the eye in through nicely. You've got all that fog going on in the background there. I'm going to press record so you can actually see the frame. So what you should see now is I've got this big tree off to the right hand side here. Again, I'm not showing the whole scale of it because it just leaves that little to the imagination of how big is it, and it also frames that side of the image quite nicely there and leads it in. I've got that path running through, as you can see. You've got the fog off in the distance, and what really drew me in is all the greens, lush greens of the ferns. Now what would really polish it off is if I had some rhododendrons up in that top left hand corner, but as you can see there's nothing really there. I'll just bring this back up again because it's just stopped recording a minute. There we go. So yeah, up in that sort of top left would have been really nice to get some rhododendrons just to give it that pop of colour. But obviously what I have got is this nice burst of light in that top left hand side there, and that kind of leads the eye right through the image quite nicely, I think. My focus point is on this tree here. I've just got it almost to the edge. It's almost on that cross section of that first lower third there. I'm underexposing by a stop just to be on the safe side, and I've got my ISO. I've just adjusted that by mistake actually. Hang on. I've got my ISO at 6400 and I'm about 2 stops under, and the reason for that is that bright spot up there. I don't really want to blow that out at all, and I know for a fact I can bring this back no problem at all. It's getting quite dark in here now. We're actually getting towards the end of the day, so we're losing a lot of the light, so I'm just having to up that ISO and just work with what I've got. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's just in case. I mean, we've got fog tonight, but we're not guaranteed it tomorrow. We're not guaranteed it for the next few days. So I want to make the most of what's here and what's here now. So I'm grabbing this shot. Now, as you can see, I don't know whether I've told you already, it's a 16:9 image in this case, because I think if I put it 65:24 in this case, it's going to compress it too much. And I really want to open it out as much as possible there. So I'm just going to grab this shot now. Well guys, as you can see, we're really losing light in here now, so I think I'm gonna have to leave it till the morning and just fingers crossed we're gonna get some really good light. I'm really pleased with the couple of images I've got in here though. Even though there's been no direct light, it's still so beautiful, it was worth taking the images. Anyway, fingers crossed I've got a couple of images that really work, and I'll catch up with you in the morning and hopefully, let's hope, there's some really good light. So wow, these beams of light are absolutely amazing. We thought this was done in here and now look at it. Absolutely awesome. This is kind of what we were hoping for, hoping would happen, but it's just so spectacular. This light is just exploding in front of us here and it's absolutely beautiful.